What's up, guys? Shay Stevens here, PDGA number 77522, and today it's time for my in the bag for the 2022 season. Let's get to it. So since my last in the bag, I've had a lot of changes to my lineup. If you look at my previous in the bags, I've not really changed it that much. Like usually like a photon for a photon, something fresh. I've had like maybe one new disc sneak in my bag every once in a while, but this year I've had a lot of change. My style has changed a bit more. I've been cleaning my form up a little bit, and I'm noticing I'm moving away from hyzer flip to more of a flat shot style. So the stability needs of my bag have changed. So let's get right into it with putters. For putting putters, nothing's really changed. I just got two fresh ones for the year. Electron anodes. I like them nice and firm. They're both 173 gram. I got the Corey Fowl stamp on them. We were hurting for electron anodes for a while, and he hooked me up with two that were equal weight. So thank you, Corey. Upshots. I have two upshot discs, understable and stable. I have a Lab Second Electron Entropy here. Just really nice. I can forehand, backhand, whatever I need. And then the R2 anode made its way into the bag, especially after that R2 only round I shot at Sedgley. I was just so happy with this disc. I play catch with the basket. I have so many like great like 100-foot like Anheuser throw-ins with this disc. Really like to pull this out when I'm able to. I feel really comfortable with it. On to driving putters. Starting understable. I still have the pre-Conrad yellow plate, blue rim. I love this disc. I hate the fact that everyone calls me a dang Conrad fanboy for having this. I threw this 2 years before James had his cool shot, so I called dibs on it. Same deal. It was super beat in. Gets that great turning Anheuser shot, so really great for that big panning Anheuser if I need it. Coming in, stable to a little bit understable now, is my Ironmouth Neutron Envy. Again, Justin Roth hooked it up with this one. Still loving this disc. It's my, if I go like one and done and I want something a little more durable, this is it. Next up, Team Basket Bashers. Thank you to Logan Stacy for hooking it up. This one's a fresh addition to the bag. Eclipse, a little more stable, great grip, especially in lousy weather. And it glows, which is cool. And, you know, blue on blue, I love that stamp. I have the MVP Open Plasma Entropy still in the bag. This one's pretty beat in now, so I can really get the push straight, but then it'll dump out nicely. And wrapping it up again, another Basket Basher stamp. I mean, the foil job is awesome there. Hunter Hot Stamps doing it right. So this is my new Plasma Entropy, and this thing's nice and beefy. I can mash on this, or I can throw that reliable hyzer and get the crash. But that is my putters for 2022. Next up, we're looking at mid-ranges, and I've seen a lot of change in this slot for this year. So starting off understable, got the Gyropalooza Uplink. I got a bunch of these because you guys saw I have a mystery box problem. So I have a bunch of these. I didn't need to buy any stock stamps, but I just love this disc for the just, you know, hit it flat and get that nice panning Anheuser out of it. Really controllable, really workable, you know, understable, but not like Paradox understable. That one's just too much for me. So good understable utility. Up next, I got a Fission Reactor, definitely in the bag. This is the 163 gram, so good straight shot. I'm curious to see how it beats in, if it will cover that understable slot, so that's going to be something to look forward to. Then we have the 174 gram, the heavier one. This was my bread and butter at my tournament I played last weekend. I didn't shoot that well, but when I threw this disc, I was pretty confident with the results. So, yeah, I love Fission, so this is just, I mean, it's everything I want in a mid-range, so thank you, MVP, for this. Coming in my overstable slots, I do have a Pyro still. I'm toying with the idea of putting a Eclipse reactor back in the bag. We'll see about it. But I love the fact that, again, I can hit this thing, goes nice and straight, dumps out. We'll see, though. It was kind of a utility to fill a slot between. I had a big gap between hexes and my next disc. So I'm curious to see if it's got to hold on. But it's been reliable so far. And wrapping it up, I still have the Don Freeman hookup. He gave me this sweet deflector with the Golf is Dead stamp on it. It's still just overstable, reliable. Really love it, especially in the wind. I've even been putting with it occasionally. The wind has been crazy this year. So this disc has really shown up for me. So that is my mid-ranges for 2022. Moving on to fairway drivers, you're going to see that as speed increases, my discs selection has decreased. I had a lot of putters you saw in mid-ranges, and what I found is like when I was throwing my fairways and my drivers, I was just so, I was not confident. I was, second guessing myself, grabbing discs that did similar things, and just that overlap was causing me to be, not confident in my shot. And as you move up in disc, speed, you want to be confident. There's, less room, a smaller margin for error, so you want to have that confidence. And I think I'm, going to pull some discs out of my bag and really learn those few drivers that I do bring with me, so I can be confident in my shot. So starting off, understable utility. Still have the Elaine King relay I got from her clinic. It's like the first disc I would, the first driver I would give to a newbie when they're ready for drivers would be a relay. So love it for just, hyzer flips, great anhyzer turnover, really solid disc. Next up, I have a Fission Volt, 163 gram. This is signed by Scott Stokely. I went to his clinic. And this is just to the point now where it kind of has like that nice listing anhyzer where you hit it flat, flips over and slowly rides over, but will still fade back. And I can do some nice tight hyzer flips with it. I have a fresh Fission Volt in the bag now. This guy is only a few rounds old, but a little more pop top, really glidey. I can really do some fun stuff with this guy. But just a little more stable option. It'll eventually beat into that slot too. So cycled in. And lastly, I have added the Terra to my bag. I really like the grip of it. It's very similar to the Volt. Again, everyone joking name for it is the Volt OS. I just really like the feel of it. Love how it just fits in my hand. I really get clean releases with it. Glide is great. Overstability is reliable. So great fairway driver. That's my fairway lineup for 2022. And wrapping it up, we're on to distance drivers, and this has been the biggest change in my bag, really. I have limited myself to 4 distance drivers. I was just so, I think I was up to 6, and I was just so, unsure of what disc to throw on certain shots. It was biting me in the butt. I had a lot of OB strokes, especially in my last tournament, that were just, me second-guessing a pick or trying to force a disc because I thought I could do something, so I've limited myself to 4. I'm going to know these discs, love these discs, and be confident when I grab them to know that they'll do what I want to do. So starting off understable, I have a first-run Fission Photon here, 168 gram. And this is not my first MVP disc. I have that Photon currently on the rack. It just got so beat. It was so flippy. It was actually starting to lose some of the utility I needed from it. So I've added one that's a little less beat up. I mean, they're still pretty worn out, but this was out of a swap bin, and it's been perfect so far. I can get that crazy anhyzer out of it, roller out of it, but it still has some of that stability on the end, so don't have to worry about turning and burning it by accident. So this guy's my understable slot, nice and domey for glide. Next up, stable-ish, a little understable, is my Max Planck Special Edition. This thing is so gummy. I mean, just wavy. Really love the feel of this disc. It's I had the Elaine King Fission Signature Series Photon, and the two just kind of overlapped, so I chose this one because I really love the grip of it. I'm confident with it. I hit on a little bit of hyzer, flips to flat, goes, maybe turns over a little bit, but definitely get some great distance out of this disc. So this is going to be the workhorse, hopefully, for 2022. If not, I have other options, but I've been confident in this guy in the past, and hopefully I'll be confident with it moving forward. Moving forward, I got a brand new 173 gram Fission Photon with the DFX Mythics Phoenix. You can ask poor Don. I tortured that poor man for a year of when he was going to make a Phoenix. It's one of my calling cards, so I bought 9 of this stamp when he dropped it. So yeah, love it. Happy to put one in my bag, and this should fill that stable slot because I just had a few shots that just turned over at times I didn't think it was possible. So either I think it really felt like really clean releases. So I think just my form cleaned up a little bit, maybe got a little less wobble, and really just cranked through. Got great spin on the disc, and they started flipping, unfortunately, into the OB. So this will be my more stable slot. And wrapping up will be the Phase, the Old Faithful, just nice and flat. Flight number 04. Feels so good on forehand. When I step into a headwind, I should be throwing this just because I'm confident. I know what it's going to do. but it's, you know, it's just a reliable disc. I have another one on backup because this one took a nasty tree hit, unfortunately. I tried to throw something fancy. I tried to throw like a crazy thumber shot and did not execute well and ended up chunking the rim here, but I don't think the stability got affected too much, but I got others on backup, but the Phase is like my go-to overstable distance driver. So those are my drivers for the 2022 season. And that has been my in the bag for the 2022 season. In terms of bag, I'm still using the Voyager Pro V2. Love everything about this bag. Nice and, you know, spacious. I carry everything I ever need in this thing. Fits on my Rover cart really well, and it's holding up pretty well too. So no complaints about that. I have also added a shuttle bag to my lineup just because I've been playing a lot of courses where like longest holes, like, you know, sub 350. So I don't need like a full distance driver lineup. So I can, you know, keep a smaller bag in here, work some stuff in here. Like I have a Plasma Motion I'm taking a look at. That's in here. So it's a good thing to like put experimental discs in here and work with them. If I go out to the field, it's nice to load this thing up with, you know, all my fairway drivers, whatever I'm working on that day, put them in here. It's a nice way to get them to the field. Instead of having, I don't have to bring this big boy with me. It's pretty heavy because it's loaded down with all my, you know, bug spray, disc retriever, all that stuff. So I don't need all that doing field work. So this is a great option if you're looking for something like that. So yep, that's been my in the bag for 2022. I'm really looking forward to the season. I just need the weather to cooperate. Saturday, the second round, I started with, you know, hail in the face. It was not a good time. Right now, it's currently feels like 10 degrees. The winds are like 30 miles an hour, and it's flurrying right now. So yeah, spring, get here. But as always, guys, thank you for all the support. Remember, if you like what you're seeing, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to click that notification bell. I'm trying to put out stuff at least once a week. If you know, if you like what you're seeing, please, if you have any ideas for content, things you want to see, feel free to reach out to me. I'll try my best to help you out. And as always, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll do my best to answer them. Take care. Thank you to my sponsors for all your disc golf needs. Check out Phoenix Discs and Basket Bashers Disc Golf.